As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
OU baseball. How about that? The first ever outright Big 12 regular season champion. Pulls it off in huge fashion against Baylor. It's cool to see those guys out there for senior day. Uh, Explosive offensive performance. In the park, grand slam by Madron. How crazy was that? That was so cool to see. And I you heard Toby say it kind of after that clip, and I agree. There's something about this team, man. They're clicking. There's great offense, great defense. The pitching's been in a really good spot. They're going to be fun to watch down the stretch. What a huge accomplishment for this team. Like to pull off what they've done. I mean, we've had some really good baseball teams throughout the years, and the fact that this is the first outright Big 12 champion regular season, that's pretty cool.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Any concern that they've gotten too hot too early? Because I know you're a big believer in, hey, you want to be hot going into the NCAA tournament. That is a massive, massive deal in baseball, softball. It's a massive deal in anything. But any concern that they're too hot?
No,
Okay, good.
I
I was
mean,
hoping you'd say that.
I hear what you're saying. Like, can you sustain that level for an extended period? I think just kind of the nature of the pecking order at the moment at OU, I think they're doing it at the right time to get the attention when they need it. The baseball attention tends to come pretty late, and I think they're getting it way sooner. And I think that's going to help the team as kind of the drama builds. And I they put themselves in a really good position for the postseason and what it means to host and all of those things. And we'll see where it all falls. But I mean, it's better to be red hot and see if you can sustain it than waiting to catch fire, I guess. So I'll take where we're at now. But I mean, it's a concern. How long can you keep that level of play up? We'll see.
I only have one other question. We are deep enough into the season, right? Postseason is here for baseball and softball. When you look at the baseball team, I know how you operate. You always pick one guy where you're like, that's my guy. Do you have your guy yet? Or
I
are you waiting for him to reveal himself in the postseason?
I really like Madron, but I the way the team plays and what they do on the bases and how they operate offensively. Spikerman he's hard not to love the way he runs, man. He's
You always pick the fast guy. That's always your choice.
speed kills, man. He covers so much ground in the outfield. He's fun to watch on the bases. But, the whole team is fast. That's what, is really cool. Watching these guys run the bases is really cool. I guess my only concern, it's not really my concern, just having listened. Um, I think our starting pitching is pretty good. I think maybe the bullpen, I don't know how deep we are there. And whenever you get into postseason play, that can become a big factor. So I don't know. If we could keep throwing up like offensive numbers into the high teens, we'll be okay.
You're feeling good about things if they keep scoring 19.
Yes, I think we'll be all right if
Uh,
that continues to happen.
I think that's brave analysis from you. Look at you.
Keep it simple.
All right, who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
Anyone who thought OU softball was going to go quietly into the night,
Mm.
how about that
Mm-mm-mm.
bounce back in the Big 12 tournament was fantastic. Uh, Couple of big statement wins, and they looked great against Texas. Just I mean, if that didn't make you feel like we're all right back to square one, right where we started and right where we thought we were going to be, I don't know what will.
I was not surprised at all. In a shocking development, Patty Gasso's still an incredible coach, and OU softball still has incredible players. Oh my gosh. Didn't see it coming. I won't lie, dude, though, but Oklahoma State, you had one job. You had one job, guys. Beat BYU to set up the rematch on Friday so that this could feel even better than it does right now. I mean, giving up one run, Kelly Maxwell was great. Cole May was, did some really good stuff in the circle as well. But beating Texas, who is the number one team in the country, holding them to one run in the Big 12 championship game. Yeah, it feels great. Would have felt even better if they went through Oklahoma State to do it. But it is what it is. They smacked BYU around. What was the final score? It's 13-2 in a run ruler.
Yep. Yep.
Is it less
No,
satisfying since they didn't get to go through Oklahoma State after dropping the series to them in Norman?
in a way, yes.
Okay. So it's not
But
just me. All right.
no, in a way, yeah. I think that's what everyone wanted and hoped for. But you end up, you have to settle for just kind of the chuckle at Oklahoma State, and then it's almost a dismissal, and then the dominance over Texas, and it's just great because I'm sure everyone across the country, when they saw the series lost Oklahoma State into Texas, was like, oh, okay, like we're in a different world all of a sudden. Like Texas, Oklahoma, we can compete with that, and then I'm sure there was a collective sigh across the country whenever they saw the results. Are like, okay, we're right back to where we started.
I just want to say thank you to the softball team because the Thunder lost right before that thing, right? This is how it went at the Ikard house, Ted. We went Thunder watch party into getting into the pool, into watching OU softball dominate Texas. And it really lifted my spirits. So thank you. Thanks, ladies. I needed that. And what was it, a 2-hitter? I think they gave up I think between Maxwell and May, I think they gave up 2 total hits to the number one team in the country. That'll do.
Yeah, it was pretty tidy, and you had great offense. You had great defense. That catch by Jada Coleman out in center field on that laser beam, was that ball roasted or what?
Hey, if it's close, I'm betting everything I got on Coleman catching that thing. She has some of, I mean, just what an athlete out there she is so fun to watch in those situations.
I know, and I can imagine that ball was hard to read because the trajectory, you have to think, oh, there's no way that's making it all the way out here, and then there was a rocket, but she pulled it in. That was fun to watch. So, yeah, definitely a confidence builder, I would say, headed into the postseason.
And just in case anyone out there is like, oh, OU softball's lost a step, I think Ella Parker was MVP. Freshman.
Big time.
Good luck. Have fun.
Hmm.
Still got it. You're in trouble. Also, working on getting Patty on this is if I'm not mistaken, Ted, this is the week she's come on the last couple of years, right?
Usually, yeah.
Before they start the regional. We're working on it.
We've seen some of the seeding and stuff like that, been able to ask her about it. So yeah, good stuff.
Text messages are being sent as we record.
Nice.
Working on it. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, attention business owners, you need Insurica in your life. Insurica is one of the country's largest insurance brokers with 30 offices throughout Oklahoma, Texas, and the Southwest. Insurica is able to customize programs by accessing the latest information from many insurance carriers. They compare and contrast coverage offerings and pricing in order to design a cost-effective, comprehensive program to meet your business's specific needs. If your business partners with Insurica, you'll save huge amounts of money and take back control of your total cost of risk. If your business wants to be best in class, connect with Insurica at insurica.com. That's INSURICA.com.
And head to opolisclothing.com for our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's OPOLIS clothing.com. Use promo code TED, TED, for 10% off. That's opolisclothing.com. Use promo code TED for 10% off. Buttery soft and 10% off.
For my winner of the weekend, I'm going with Michigan running back Donovan Edwards.
Okay.
Did you see the leaked cover of EA Sports College Football?
Yeah.
Do we think that's the real cover? Do we think it's actually leaked? Do we think that's it?
I got no reason, I guess, to say that it's not. I would say it would be very smart of EA Sports or whoever to leak a couple of different variations, maybe to draw a bunch of interest beforehand. But I don't know.
It's like floating a political candidate out there.
Kinda. Yeah.
Just see the reaction, see how the people react to it.
That's right. Yeah.
But good for him. I didn't realize he was front and center college football video game material. He's a really, really good running back. But I did not see that coming.
It's kind of would not have been who you would definitely gone right to for the selection, but I guess it makes sense considering they're the defending champion at the moment, so they've got to have some strong representation.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But I mean, Mason Graham is the best player on their team coming back, the defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Are they just discriminating against defensive tackles by not putting him front and center?
That's usually how it works. I mean, how many defensive tackles have been on the cover of video games? It's not a long list.
Fair. Fair. Very fair. But yours is right there, man.
Of course.
Your guy. Who else? So the players that are visible, where you can clearly see their name and number, it's Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan. It's Quinn Ewers from Texas. Travis Hunter from Colorado. Quinshawn Judkins, who, reminder, he transferred. He's no longer at Ole Miss. He's at Ohio State now. They've got a lot of good running backs. You can see Jalen Milroe from Bama, and you can see Carson Beck, Georgia's quarterback. Is that because that's got to be the premier group of guys, right? If those are the guys that are front and center on the game. OU does have a guy. We'll get to that.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think those are your big names on there. I would say Quinn Ewers of the group is most likely to be replaced by his backup of the entire group, but we'll see where that whole thing ends up. But I mean, that's the big names. I mean, a pretty good group of the big names coming back in college football for sure.
How do you think Dion took Shedeur Sanders not being on there and Travis Hunter being on there instead? Well or not well?
He was probably frustrated that he wasn't pictured on there himself as the coach walking the sideline.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. We'll see if this ends up being the actual cover or not. It got leaked. Who knows if it is or not. OU is represented on the cover. But who is this, Ted? Help me understand. Who is that? Is that a 31? Is that a 91? Is that a 81? Who is this person?
I don't know.
There's not an 81 on the roster, I don't think.
And it's not Mark Andrews. It's not Obo. I don't know who that is.
Why'd they give them such a thin forearm? I feel like we could have gone a little more thickness in the forearm.
That's why I'm saying I know it's not Obo. Uh,
I,
he's got much more defined of a build. I don't know. It's a very random thing to do.
does it feel my initial reaction was that that is an AI generated image of an Oklahoma football player. That was my initial reaction. I was like, they just typed in, put in an OU guy where you can't see the OU. It's you can't the number's ambiguous, but this will prevent their fan base from losing it on us because we know that they're crazy. Because OU is
What
the only Jordan school, and the guy's wearing a Jordan glove, the only Jordan school that's got red, crimson. So we know it's an OU guy.
do you so if you think it's AI generated, is there a chance that the artificial intelligence has pulled all the information from the message boards out there and is predicting a graduate transfer that we just don't know yet that's going to be a big time addition for college football this upcoming fall?
I absolutely love that theory. What a take. That's the grad transfer defensive tackle we were talking about earlier. It's him.
Unfortunately,
He's going to wear 91.
artificial intelligence hasn't gotten past the, I think it takes at face value, my brother's sister's dentist heard that so and so is getting into the transfer portal. Artificial intelligence hasn't figured out how to sift through that stuff yet. I mean, that's one thing to worry about. Or maybe it has and it's legit and we've got a big graduate transfer coming.
Well, there is a 91 on the roster already. Drew Heinig, Glenpool's finest. Gosh, Glenpool. Great football program. So maybe you'll have to give the number up. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
But
bookmark this one. We're going to have to circle back.
okay. I At least we kind of made it on there. And maybe it's by design. Maybe it was like, hey, we don't know what OU got to put on there. So let's make someone that's not necessarily identifiable so that we don't have to pay them anything. Right? We're not actually using anyone's name, image, and likeness. We've created this generic OU human.
Yeah. Or there's always the tactic of let's make Oklahoma just visible enough and something that's not really correct, or essentially let's give something for the Oklahoma fan base to tear the internet down over.
You think that was it? You think they go, hey, it would just be awful if we left OU out altogether, but let's put just this ambiguous, you can't tell who it is, so
Yeah.
they feel slighted.
Yes, exactly.
Man, that is a chess not checkers type of move right there.
No kidding. No kidding.
My loser of the weekend. NBA fans. Let me explain. It is the most exciting time of the year if you're an NBA fan.
Mm-hmm.
As you can tell, I'm all in on the Oklahoma City Thunder, living and dying. Ted, I was stress eating chicken wings during that game. Ended up in the 20s. Not good, but it is what it is. It's where I'm at. It's playoffs, baby. I mean, I think you got similar buy-in in Boston and Denver. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you thought that they
Bounce
were just
back.
going to fold?
Yeah.
Thought they were going to fold? Part of a champion. You got people in Minnesota. You got people everywhere. Cleveland, wherever. Bought in. But Ted, there's this black cloud looming, lingering over NBA fandom right now. Have you seen the stuff with the NBA and TNT?
I've seen it, but I don't know the details.
So, the NBA is currently negotiating its new media rights deal. And reports indicate that they are nearing agreements with Disney, right? So, games on ABC and ESPN. and Amazon. And I guess the rest of the rights are there's a bidding war going on between NBC and Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns TNT Sports. NBC has reportedly dropped a bag of 2.5 billion for a portion of the broadcast rights, which means we are in jeopardy of Inside the NBA on TNT going away. If you are not familiar, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I don't know, maybe you live under a rock, but that means Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, Charles Barkley gone from our NBA fandom existence.
Mm.
Because, and it could be an all-time fumbling of the bag from Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. They had an exclusive negotiating window with the NBA this spring and didn't get a deal done. And some people think that that deal not getting done has something to do with Zaslav a few years ago saying that TNT didn't need the NBA. And maybe Adam Silver said, okay, all right, you don't need us. We'll see. But the whole reason I bring this up is if NBC ends up getting those rights and TNT doesn't get them, we have to, as a society, we have to find a way for Inside the NBA to live on, because it just might. It is the best sports TV show, and it just might be the best TV show, period, from an entertainment value.
Yeah.
So let's brainstorm. Let's make it work. How are we going to fix this?
Well, here's what I'll say. I don't know. Like, obviously, for TNT, it has to make sense financially. Like, you can't just go out and overpay to where it doesn't generate revenue for you, just to save the show. I would almost say, like, TNT may not need the NBA. I understand that. But I would say the NBA needs TNT. I don't know. I don't know what the impact would be if that show is no longer on. Like, what does that do for ratings? I'm not sure, but I know this. I have a. I am disappointed whenever the playoff games are not on TNT and they're on ESPN.
I could not agree more, and I think millions of people feel the exact same way that we do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder what the impact is on people that enjoy and kind of take it in because of that. And maybe it's all the same people that are going to watch no matter what, but it ain't going to be the same product. And it won't be the same product if you just take that same group and move it over and let ESPN rip the soul out of it. It won't be the same.
I don't think there's any way that ESPN gets it. NBC, it sounds like that is a big, attractive offer for the NBA. So here's my prediction. The show lives on. Inside the NBA lives on. It's the exact same. It's the same producers. It's the same crew. It's just on Amazon. I know that makes you want to vomit, because no one loves streaming television more than you do. But I just, if TNT is not going to win the bid, then if you're Amazon, you just have to go, yeah, guys, no, keep everything the same. Everyone loves your show. We're just going to put it on Prime Video. You're going to have to open the app to watch these guys. And
I guess there's a chance it could be even better.
That's what I was thinking. Couldn't you see Amazon saying, "Hey, say whatever you want"?
Which they kind of do already, but I mean, you could definitely pull another layer off of it.
Completely uncensored Shaq and Charles Barkley on Amazon Prime, on Amazon Video, whatever it's called, Prime Video. I kind of love the idea of it, but I don't know what's going to happen. But this thing, like everyone's so excited about the NBA playoffs right now, and one of maybe the best thing about NBA coverage is like it. The future of it is very uncertain currently.
How long has that group been together?
A long time. And remember, they kind of incorporated Shaq once he retired and everything. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, they've been together for a really long time, man. The
yeah.
show's been
It's
on for forever. So I,
you.
I don't
You
know what's going to
can't.
happen, man, but we can't let it go away. We just that cannot happen.
It can't go away, and it can't. It can't go some like everyone agrees, right? That aside from the Amazon, which I hope they would say hands off. Listen, you guys know what you're doing. Run with it. If it's anywhere else, they'll try and rip the soul out of it. Yeah, that's just how it goes. I mean, it's
Eh,
Amazon, it's TNT, Amazon, or nothing, and it may just be TNT or nothing.
Maybe the NBA realizes how valuable that show is, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to take a little less from TNT." I doubt that though. The NBA
I
is
mean,
not in the business of taking the worst offer.
well, they they have a duty to get the most money that they can, and they will do that. You have to be able to convince whoever that it's in our best, like it's worth more overall to keep this show, even if the bid is not the highest.
That seems I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm confident that the NBA is going to find a way to keep that show alive. And this leads to another conversation. Okay, what do their contracts look like? Can they just go to Amazon and do it? Non-competes are under fire. I don't know if people are paying attention to what's going on in the news right now. I don't
Yeah.
know if those things even I don't even think they mean anything anymore from what I gather. But I don't know. All I know is I do not want to live in a world where I can't turn that show on because it is, dude, it's so entertaining. Is it the best basketball analysis you're going to get? No. Give me Tim Legler, maybe solo by himself, breaking down some of the things he saw in a game. I don't know why that guy isn't a bigger star. He's incredible as an analyst, but there's just nothing that competes with the entertainment value of Inside the NBA.
Because you literally never know what's about to happen. Shaq and Charles may be within inches of a fist fight, or they may be on the ground rolling in laughter over something that just happened. There is a very wide range of things that could go down.
Chuck Street Meat is the current thing. So, oh, please figure it out. NBA, NBC, Amazon, TNT, whoever, just don't take it from us, please.